Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing yet another NBA mock draft. Now there has been a change inside the top 5 in terms of draft order. However, there has not been a change in terms of which prospects go off the board at which point. Also, revamped my big board a little bit, so we're going to be looking at all that and more in today's video, including a full lottery mock draft. So make sure you stick around till the end of the video, hit the like button, and leave me a comment down below if you disagree with one of the picks that I make, especially for your favorite team if you have some insight that I don't. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Looking at the Detroit Pistons, who completely tanked this year, and they get rewarded. Now, I did not sim the lottery. Of course, we will get a much better picture of where things will go on May 16th when the lottery happens, but right now we got Victor Webenyama going first overall to the Detroit Pistons, the greatest prospect we've ever seen. He's just insane, an unreal blend of scoring, defense, offense, whatever you want, this man can do it, and he's 7'5". He'll be one of the tallest, if not the tallest player in the NBA when he enters next year. We've quite literally never seen a player like him, and I like the fit to the Pistons. You've got Cade Cunningham already. I would like the fit to the Hornets as they've already got LaMelo Ball, but I don't want them to go to a team like the Spurs or the Rockets that don't have playmakers. We've already seen Jalen Green be vocal. The Rockets need a point guard this year, so we'll see if they address that later in today's video. At the number 2 overall pick, we have the San Antonio Spurs going out and selecting Scoot Henderson. In most other drafts, Scoot would be the number 1 guy. The dude is an absolute monster, but he is by far the number 2 player in the class. The big question mark about the top 3 is if there is a bigger gap between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. Scoot and Victor Webenyama have really distanced themselves. Scoot's an absolute franchise point guard, and I am willing to die on that hill. He is a fantastic player, second best player in the class. He's going to go right in to San Antonio. He's going to, the end of the Greg Popovich era, but now they'll have Scoot. They'll have Trey Jones coming off the bench. They'll have Vassell. They'll have Keldon Johnson. They'll have, they traded Jakob Poeltl, but they'll have Malachi Branham. A lot of guys in San Antonio that they could turn into something. Now with number 3, we have the Houston Rockets, and they're going to be getting their franchise point guard, which means that, yes, Brandon Miller has slipped down out of the top 3. Amin Thompson, an insane athlete, great length at 6'7", about 200 pounds, and the dude is just an absolute freak of nature. I mean, I've never quite seen a guy like this, so athletic. He's the perfect franchise point guard. Great defender. The three-point shot needs some work. His twin is a little bit better of a three-point shot than he does, but I mean, overall, he just projects out as a fantastic prospect. Going to the Rockets, like we said, the Rockets need a point guard, so they're going to get him there. Now, with the 4th overall pick, we have my Charlotte Hornets, and I'm going to have them go out and get Brandon Miller. The second best shooter in this class, only behind Grady Dick. And yes, I get it, he has legal trouble. He'd fit right in with the Hornets and Miles Bridges. But this dude is just an absolute pure scorer. We've seen it at Bama. Not worried about him in the NCAA tournament. Freshmen usually don't do very well there. But overall, I would love to see him in Charlotte because you have not only Brandon Miller, but hopefully Miles Bridges is back. You have Mark Williams as your center of the future. PJ Washington, Kelly Oubre hopefully are back. And then you've also got Mark Williams at center. I would love it. Now, with the 5th overall pick, this is what we were talking about. We have the Portland Trailblazers in the lottery, in the top 5. And I have the Portland Trailblazers going out and getting Azur Thompson, the twin of Amin. More of a 2-guard, though. Same length, same crazy athleticism that I would love to see in Portland. You play Shadon Sharpe and Azur Thompson on the court at the same time. That's insane. There are some potential for some highlight dunks. So you got those two with Anthony Simons, whoever's down low. I mean, they got Jeremy Grant. They'll still have Dame technically. I don't know how much longer for, however. But Azur Thompson going to the Blazers. Now transitioning over to Fanspo with the number 6 overall pick. Now we are using my draft board here today, and they're actually little sneak peek. There's gonna be a trade in today's mock draft for the first time ever. But without further ado, with the number 6 overall pick, we have the Indiana Pacers on the clock. They're going out to get the man Cam Whitmore. At this point in the draft, if I'm the GM of the Indiana Pacers, already have good young wings, right? Andrew Nembhard's a point guard, but he's a good young guy. You got obviously Tyrese Halliburton, Aaron Nesmith. He's got some potential. Duarte still got a little potential. Benedict Mathurin, who will be top 3 in in Rookie of the Year voting, and then Buddy Hield. He's getting up there, but he's still a good wing option. However, I'm gonna have to go Cam Whitmore, best player on the board, 6'7", big physical guy, but he can really knock down the 3-ball. Unlimited athleticism. That's who we're going with there. Now at 7, we have the Orlando Magic, and this is a guy that I'm very high on because best shooter in the draft, hands down. The man, Grady Dick. Going to the Magic, early on when the Magic had 2 top 8 picks, it was said that Dick was not getting past that second Magic pick. Now they don't pick again till 12, and I don't think Grady Dick's going to last that long. They love Grady Dick. 6'7", 200, 14-5 a game on good efficiency as a freshman at Kansas in the toughest conference in the country. Yeah, I'll take that all day. Now at number 8, we have the Washington Wizards on the board. And what have the Wizards needed ever since John Wall left? You guessed it, a franchise point guard. They have one. Right in their fingertips here, Cason Wallace out of Kentucky, elite defender. And as we saw towards the end of the tournament, he can shoot the ball a little bit. So he's going at 8 to the Washington Wizards. Now, with the Jazz here at number 9, there's kind of tiers in the NBA draft. You got Tier 1, which is Webenyama. Tier 2, which is Scoot Henderson. Tier 3 is the Thompson Twins, Brandon Miller. Then Tier 4, you got the 3 guys that we just showed pick, and then Jarace Walker. And right here, you got to take Jarace Walker. He's too big, too good at 6 foot. He's listed at 6'7", but he's more like 6'8", 6'9". Really, really good year at Houston this year. And I think that, fitting in with this current core, you got Markkanen. Maybe he plays the 3 or maybe he plays the backup 4. We'll see. They got some work to do with the guard spot. Ochai, I'm still a believer in him. And they got Colin Sexton, Taylor Horton-Tucker, and Jordan Clarkson at the guard spot. They'll need a franchise point guard. That's something we're about to address, though. At 9, we have the Jazz going Jarace Walker. Now, we did have a trade, and the Mavericks, they tanked to get that first-round pick from the Knicks that they originally owed the Knicks and will now convey to next year. But at 10 here, we're going to have the Mavs trading back 4 picks, giving the Jazz this pick to pick up an extra first-round pick in this year's draft. Now, the Jazz, they had 2 first-round picks in this year's draft, so they're going to turn that into, or they actually had 3, they're going to turn that into 2 top 10 picks. So right here, they're going to go out and get their point guard of the future, Anthony Black. 13 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds this year at Arkansas. Big body, 6'7", 185. Exactly what you need in an NBA point guard today. He can't shoot the ball the best. Defense still a bit questionable, but he's got the frame. He's got all the tools, all the potential in the world. He's going to be Utah Jazz, and they're going to have plenty of time to grow and develop him. Now, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they basically have 2 first-round picks this year because, of course, the man Chet Holmgren did not play at all last year. So, right here, this could be a bit of an interesting decision, but this is what they did last year with Jalen Williams. Great success doing so. They're going to bring in the best wing, the most NBA-ready wing at the spot that they have, which is the 11th pick, and they're going to see what he can do. Jordan Hawkins, 6'5", averaged 16 points, 4 rebounds this year, leading UConn to the national championship. Absolutely electric from downtown. If he gets hot, you can go ahead, as soon as he puts it up, you can go ahead and put it on the scoreboard. Jordan Hawkins at 11 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Absolutely love it there. Now, the Magic at 12. This is where they're going to take a shot on Keontae George. Kind of the tiers thing, and, that tier has kind of gone. Keontae George, best player on the board right now. Grady Dick at 7. They're going to go out, double back, get another shooting guard for the future. They got Franz Caleb at the 3. They got Jonathan Isaac, Paulo, Bobo, Chuma, and Jonathan Isaac can play the 3 or the 4, though. And then at the 5, you got Wendell, you got Mo Wagner, you got Bobo. At the point, you got Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs. You need shooting guards. Keontae George averaged 15 and 4 at Baylor this year, although he wasn't efficient. NBA body, NBA scorer. He's going to be good for the Orlando Magic. Now we have the Toronto Raptors up on the clock, and they're going to need, well, they have a franchise point guard, so they're going to go with what feels like a Raptors pick. There's actually two of them on the board right now, Taylor Hendricks or Jet Howard. I have Jet Howard as a much more NBA-ready prospect than Taylor Hendricks, although he's not that NBA ready. Sensabaugh would be a cool pick here, but he's only 6'5". Jet Howard 6'8". That's kind of the Raptors mold. They definitely have a type, and so we're going to have Jet Howard go to the Toronto Raptors out of the University of Michigan. Now at 14, obviously with this trade, they also pick up the 28th pick. I think this is a dub for the Mavericks. Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But this is an interesting pick. Honestly, I could see him trading back again and finding a team that has 2 firsts, like maybe the Brooklyn Nets. You know, you send 21 and 22. We give you 14. And then you have 3 late first-round picks. You can take swings on guys with lottery potential because you will have guys like Chris Murray, win-now guy, Kyle Filipowski, Isaiah Wong, Terquavion Smith, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Maxwell Lewis. All of these guys, Derek Lively, who you really need. Derek Lively will be perfect for the Mavericks. You can take swings on all of these guys down in the late rounds. So, honestly, if I'm the Mavs, that's what I'm doing. Don't know if the Nets would do that, but I'm trading back as much as I can, piling up as many assets as I can for the Mavericks to try and build around Luka Doncic. But saying that they don't, with this pick here, I'm going to have them go out and get a 3-and-D wing, Maxwell Lewis. Bryce Sensabaugh on the board here as well, but I like Maxwell Lewis. He's 2 inches taller, much longer, a year older, more NBA ready, averaged 17 and 6 this year on 47% shooting from the field. That'd be a great pickup for the Mavs in my opinion. So that's my mock draft. Of course, potentially the Mavericks trading back out of 14. But y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I think this is a pretty good draft. I don't know about y'all. Hey, we even threw in some trades this time. So yeah, with all that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.